Hello, I'm your host, Ricky Saillas. On this edition of Your City in 5, we're visiting the El Paso Museum of History that is now open after being closed for more than a year because of the pandemic. There's a new exhibit that just dropped that features lowriders, and you really need to check it out. We'll have more on that in a moment. But first, let's begin with COVID-19. The city is receiving more and more vaccines every week. The city is administering 12,000 doses it received from the state. The city is collaborating with the Texas Department of Emergency Management and Texas military to administer an additional 1,200 to 1,800 more vaccines each week to people who have registered with the city. Vaccine priority continues to be seniors 75 and older, but everyone is now eligible. To register for the vaccine, visit epcovidvaccine.com. The city continues to provide vaccines at the George Perry site, the Convention Center, and Pavo Real, but now a limited number of vaccines are being given at the COVID clinics on 2020 South Stanton and 7380 Remcon. Appointments are required for city vaccine sites. Officials also urge everyone with and without the vaccine to continue wearing a mask and follow COVID-19 guidelines. Visit epstrong.org for more information. All right, you're going to love this next piece of information. The El Paso Museum of History and the El Paso Museum of Art are now open and ready for you to visit. And while you're at the Museum of History, you're going to be able to check out this really cool lowrider exhibit. Both museums have health and safety measures in place, including capacity limits, reduced hours, and mask requirements. The Museum of History has 4 new exhibits. One gallery features a lowrider exhibit that tells a unique story about El Paso's Pachuco culture with lowrider ramflas and bicycles.
They're going to see 2 beautiful lowriders, very different styles. They're going to see a little bit about what the lowrider culture is here in El Paso. There's a lot of heart in this exhibition.
This Low and Slow exhibit runs through midsummer, and by the way, both museums are free of charge. You can find out more information by visiting their Facebook pages. McKelligon Canyon is reopening to vehicles starting Saturday, April 10th. The gates of the popular destination closed to traffic for more than a year because of the pandemic. You can still walk, run, cycle, and hike, but just be mindful of vehicles on the road. Also, remember to wear a face covering and follow all COVID-19 safety measures. If McKelligon Canyon doesn't do it for you, there's another option. How about Scenic Drive? Every Sunday from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. The city closes Scenic Drive between Robinson and Wheeling so people can run, walk, jog, cycle, or skateboard without traffic.
I think that it opens the opportunity to allow us to get out and have a safe place where, our kids can run up and down the road with it being closed, and we're not having to worry about any of that.
It's a great way to see a panoramic view of the city while getting some fresh air and exercise. And I'm there just about every Sunday. If you see me, say hello or wave. All of the city's 300 plus parks are looking extra clean, all thanks to city work crews who spent a couple of days picking up trash left behind from Easter celebrations. Your City in 5 media specialist Jose Solis shows us the big effort to clean up our parks.
There are a number of issues that happen when we've got litter on the ground. Some of it's pretty basic. Safety issues become a problem. We create more of a problem for park users to come after the fact they show up on Monday morning and it's trashed out, then it's hard for them to enjoy the experience. The harder work to do has to do with Easter specific things like confetti-filled eggs, so we have eggshell and confetti on the ground. It applies to all holidays, but even the use of charcoal in the park creates additional both safety issues during the use and afterwards create a special maintenance problem to clean up safely.
It shows, and I think they did a great job. I was just saying how I've come here and seen the park after Easter every year, and there's been times when I come and it's just kind of hard walking the dogs through all the mess. But I came and was surprised this morning to see that they had done such a great job.
We ran crews from our own corrals across the city to support that, to get more coverage in the parks not covered by the vendors. In addition, we had the streets department help us by dropping off collection sites that would keep us from having to drive all the way to the dump.
Just looking around, I could see that they picked up a lot everywhere. You could see green grass. Make sure that you clean up everything. Of course, the families want to go out here and have a good time and, take better care of what you leave behind. But again, this year, I commend the guys that have cleaned up here today.
Thanks again to our hardworking and dedicated parks maintenance staff. You're the real MVP. Let's do our part and help them out by keeping our parks clean. If you're driving, don't text or make a phone call. Just get off the phone. That's the message from El Paso Police. This month, officers are cracking down on distracted driving, in particular, those who text and drive. Police say it's a big problem in our city, and they're not trying to rack up citations either, but rather they aim to save lives.
If you text while driving, the operator of the motor vehicle becomes several times more likely to be involved in a motor vehicle accident due to the driver's inattention of the roadway, and not only risks his or her safety, but that of other motorists, which can result in serious bodily injury or even a death.
If you're caught texting and driving, you could face a hefty fine. Avoid getting that ticket, put your phone down, and focus on the road. Well, the month of April brings oral, head, and neck cancer into focus in recognition of Oral Cancer Month. The Public Health Department is raising awareness by offering health screenings to reduce the rate and save lives in El Paso. Public Health says 7 out of 100,000 people get the disease in our community, with men twice as likely to get it than women. And if you're a smoker, you're putting yourself at greater risk. More information on oral cancer and screenings is posted on ephealth.com. The El Paso Zoo is hosting a public memorial event on Saturday, April 10th for Juno, who lost her battle against breast cancer late last month. Visitors are encouraged to wear pink in her memory while visiting the zoo. The community can share kind messages about the elephant on note cards provided by the zoo that staff intends to share with Juno's care team. The zoo hopes that the memorial will give visitors the chance to reflect on her life and the bravery she showed throughout her fight against cancer. Juno was one of the only known elephants to be diagnosed with cancer. Man, what a sweet bike. As you can tell, I'm super excited about this new exhibit. And that's going to do it for us on this edition of Your City in 5. But you can stay up to date with all city happenings by visiting us on our social media sites. For Nigel Sherman, who's behind the camera, I'm Ricky Saillas. Stay safe, be good to each other, and continue to wear your mask. We'll see you next time on Your City in 5.